everyone, and welcome to our capsule, The Fundamentals of Grievances and Issues. We are going to be looking at introduction to issues today in this video. Really looking forward to showing it to you. Now, I'm sure that when you're conducting a project or even an engagement with a group of stakeholders, there may be some planned or even unplanned issues that might arise. For example, we will be looking at shortly one where one of our field workers noticed a water main pipe was leaking on a street, and we're going to be taking some steps to address it. So, issues don't have the same legal impact as a grievance would, but they could potentially become grievances. For example, if that leaky pipe floods one of the stakeholders' backyards, maybe they would file a grievance to settle the damages. So that might be an example of when an issue could potentially become a grievance. So really looking forward to showing this to you, and let's get right into issues. So, how we get to the issues section of Borealis, it's inside of our stakeholder engagement module, which is highlighted here with the two people and the chat bubble above their head. And if we click on it and we go right to the engagement section, you'll see issues right there. And if we click on it, we'll be right in the form. Now, we can do the same manipulations inside of the issues form that we can also do inside of other forms like individuals and communications. And what I mean by that is we can change from summary to detailed view, for example, so we get more data and information. We have the select multiple feature, which allows us to do our batch updating and link to various areas as well. And we do have our tools menu where you can access the importers, and also if you do have the rights to export the data that you have in front of you. So similar options available to you like there are in other forms. Let's navigate inside of an issues record now. So whether you're in detailed view like this, you could click on the title here, or whether you're in summary view like this, you can click here and it will open up your issue. Now, we do have some navigation to go through, as always, when we introduce a new type of record. We have right off the bat in the general information area, just some information on the issue, the title, the responsible person, maybe who's accountable for it, the stakeholder that raised it, the location of the issue, for example, and even a brief description saying that the agent just noticed some water leaking from one of the water mains on Main Street. We also have the ability to check the issue's assessment because it is in progress. We are going to talk about the workflow in the next video, but if you wanted to access the assessment of this issue, you can take a look here. You can see the stakeholders that are involved by clicking the Stakeholders tab, and as always, you can add additional stakeholders by clicking on the green plus buttons. This one down here would be for team members and collaborators or people from your staff member registry. In the engagements area, you can see a few engagements that might be related to this issue, maybe some grievances that have come up, similar issues that maybe others have noticed. You can link them together. And as you see, we have about 50 communications logged to this issue. I assume it's to probably email the stakeholders, just letting them know about the leaks. We also have a follow-up and a root cause section and an activity report section. We will cover this in the closeout portion of the issues training. And we have a few fields here that are covered in different modules, so we will pass over them. Now, as always, we have the related reports area. You can attach any documents that might be related to an issue. You can create a task for this issue to assign some work to someone, for example. You can look at the action history that this issue has underwent and leave some comments in the comments section. So now that we have had the chance to navigate and explore an issue, let's go ahead and create one. So as always, we can quickly access the form by using our quick create button here in the top left. And you see I have the ability here to open up the issues form. That's because I'm in an issue or the issues section of Borealis right now. If it's not there, I can always just search it up like so, and you see I can pull up the form that way as well. But we're going to go back to the issues area in stakeholder engagement, and we're just going to use the green create button here and open up the form. So the story that we have today is one of our workers was out in the field and noticed that some live wiring has been exposed due to erosion because of high rain and winds happening in the area. So we need to create an issue in Borealis to ensure this gets properly addressed before it could turn into a grievance, maybe from someone getting hurt from the exposed wiring, or damage, or maybe the power going out because the wiring is further damaged for being exposed. So we want to create an issue, track it, make sure it gets solved before it turns into something more serious. So let's get into it. Really excited to show you today. Now, as always, when we start with a form, we want to fill out the title, something meaningful related to the issue. So in this example, I have soil erosion exposing underground wires. Now we're going to start filling out a few other fields, like the type of issue. This would be a safety incident, for example, or an issue, depending on how you want to categorize it. This field, again, customizable. Talk to your super user or CSA if you do want it to be customized. But we have a few kind of loaded in. I created a few as well. We'll just say that this is an issue. There wasn't really any incident that happened. This is just an issue that we kind of noticed in the field. Now, the next field we're going to want to fill out is the location. This is a list that is created or loaded in by somebody, maybe your super user or a person that assisted you in the onboarding phase. Or this could be created when you use the address search feature as well. But I have a few in here already, and my project location is Toronto, Ontario, Canada, so I'm selecting that for this issue. The next field is the responsible person. This is the person that is responsible for taking action and ensuring that the issue is solved. So I'm in the issues department. I'll just hit this select me button, but you can select someone else. This pulls from your staff member registry. The accountable person would be the person that oversees this issue and ensures that maybe I'm solving it or that it's progressing in a manner, like someone that's maybe not doing the work but is monitoring the issue. You can insert that person here. Again, pulls from the staff member registry. We could just select a person like that. We can enter the date and time received as well. This is great for reporting purposes. We could click here and say that it was received today and the worker called in at 1 o'clock. Now, the description field is an area that you can use to insert more information about the issue or more details or even some notes that you may have received from the person that reported the issue to you. I have an example prepared just saying that the live wires were exposed due to weather erosion. These wires are high voltage and could cause a safety issue if not addressed, and we might need to cut the grid if it's not addressed soon because it may damage the wires. The next field you have here is your projects folder. If you have the TDS add-on, make sure you're just assigning it to the correct folder. You can also link this to an engagement plan if needed. We have a couple here. Maybe this is related to the pre-project start engagement plan. And maybe if there's any stakeholders you want to link or that may have approached you to report the issue, you can record them here. You see this pulls from your list of individuals and organizations. And as always, if you have any files or direct links to one of your document sharing sites or areas, feel free to use the select files or just add a title and a URL to where the document is stored. And now with that, we are ready to hit save and take a look at what the record looks like. Now, please note that when we did create this new issue here, that it is now set to open. In the next video of this capsule, we're going to cover the workflow and how to progress this issue down its intended path. So for now, thank you for watching this video on how to create an issue. I really enjoyed showing it to you, and I hope you have a great one, and we'll see you in the next video.